I was muted. Sorry. What's up, guys? What's going on, everybody? Mo Daddy, what's up, buddy? I love you too, man. Right on time, man. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Happy Wednesday. WD Person, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. Hope everybody's Wednesday evening slash Thursday morning, depending on where you're at in the world, is going well. I know mine is starting the evening off in the MD80 as promised. I've had the itch to fly this plane lately. I think I flew it last week or the week before, and it obviously works flawlessly. It's one of the better planes in all of X-Plane, but definitely excited to be back in the MD80 this evening. So we're going to do some, what I consider slightly more difficult approaches than what we typically do. We're going to go to Aspen, first of all. Let me get this cup out of the way. It's yellow, and it's taking up all the attention. We're going to Aspen first, and then from Aspen, we're going to head down to Albuquerque, hoping for the RNAV 26 arrival. Of course, it's going to be weather dependent. If we don't have ATC on, then I may just sneak it in anyway, depending on what the winds look like. So we'll wait and see what the weather dictates as far as that's concerned. Speaking of weather, let me make sure active sky. Okay, it is working perfect. Every time I load in and I see just like perfectly clear skies, I'm skeptical. So, you can come through with the triple man. I might be joining on VATSIM soon. Yeah, dude, come on. Come with it, dude. Come with it. I'm all about that. Starting off, again, evening here in Salt Lake City. This is Mr. X's Salt Lake City International. It's a hub for Delta. So you see so many Delta planes here. You've got Delta Hangar out there in the distance. Got some nice mountain scenery. You get downtown area. It is the capital city of Utah, so you've got Capitol building out there, way out there in the distance. You can kind of make it out. This is a great scenery. I love flying in and out of anything Mr. X, really. We've got two Mr. X airports this evening. We've got Salt Lake City, and then we've got Albuquerque, so excited about that. MD80 for the first flight, and then we have the A319 for the second leg this evening. So I've already got a flight plan up and running. I do need to connect to VATSIM though, although I don't think we have any ATC. But let me get signed in here real quick. Here we go. All right, let's get this bad boy turned on here, the Mad Dog, as it were. By rotates. First things first. Gotta go here. We're gonna request a GPU. 4 doors already open. We need our cargo doors opened. Otherwise, it won't load the cargo or payload or anything like that without those doors being open. So we're just adjusting my chair here. All right, so we got all that turned on here. So now we can hook ground power up. And first thing we're gonna do is battery. I need sound. And we're going to go external power. That turns that on. I don't need the APU on quite yet. Actually, sorry, we don't need the APU gen on. I'm going to start the APU. We'll get that going. Then APU bleed can come on. Perfect. Emergency lights armed, seatbelts on, smoking, no smoking on. APU, you can see it firing up, you see the dial moving, so that means it is doing its thing. I'm going to turn some panel lights on here. Floodlights as well. And IRS, got to align that. There we go. Oh, does the scroll wheel work in this? I had the same revelation the other day. I forget which plane we were in. I think it was A350. So, let's see if this works out as well. Apparently, you didn't start the 777. You didn't start the 777 with the GPU. Huh? I don't fly a 777. You just mean like you in general? Like you don't start it with the GPU? Is that what you mean? Battery barely does anything. Once you turn the battery on, you can pretty much only start the APU. Yeah, so typically with the ground power unit, you want that up and running ahead of time, so you want it hooked up first. Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Because it just kind of depends. Because like in cooler weather, you don't necessarily have to have the APU on immediately. Like in the summertime, you want it on ASAP, especially when you're boarding passengers because of air conditioning. But you can run off of ground power because with APU it burns your fuel. With ground power, it's ground power, so it's not really burning your fuel. So it's preferable to wait for the APU. But as fast as I go, I usually just start with the APU quickly. Okay, so we've got the APU power turned on. We've got APU pressure indicated right here, pneumatic pressure, so we're good to go there. Can't even hook up the GPU, the 777 in cold and dark. What? I don't know. That's crazy. Every plane is different with how you do it, but there's got to be a way to have ground power going. Because eventually, like, if you just run off your battery for too long, the plane will start yelling at you, like, hey, we need another source of power, kind of thing. So, turn these dials here. You have to turn on the APU before you can request a GPU and the PMDG. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense at all. Typically, it's the other way around. Huh. Well, that's interesting. All right, we're going to delete this here. We're going to go to our position initialization page. There's another set of panel lights here that I need to turn on. This one right here. There we go. I probably don't need the floodlights. Yeah, that is a little weird, dude. That doesn't make any sense unless there's some procedure that I'm not aware of. Typically, you want ground power first because, like I said, like the APU uses your fuel. So, with tight profit margins with airlines, you don't necessarily want to be running your APU longer than what you need to. So you run ground power until you absolutely have to have the APU. So like I said, in cooler weather, like if the weather's nice, then you don't even need your APU until you absolutely have to have it. Obviously, you need it for engine start, but that's it. Okay, going to Asp. Sorry, getting off track a little bit. But I mean, the PNDT is pretty reliable as far as procedures is concerned, so I don't know. I don't know what all that's about. All right, Delta 7488's call sign. Activate. That's right. It does that thing. So okay, perfect. Performance. So we're gonna go to our Delio here. Start plugging in numbers. All right, so cruise altitude for this flight's airtime's 53 minutes, by the way. Cruise 33,000 feet. And we gotta load fuel and people. Look at this right here. So for fuel, we need just about 8,000 kilos. So fuel tanks all, it's actually 8,008, so we'll just be precise. We'll distribute it evenly for me by default. Total payload. Get this number directly from our load sheet here. 17,700. 17,700. And then for our trip fuel, just the fuel for the trip itself is 3029. All right, so no red numbers, that's good. 0 fuel weight. The CG, I think this is bugged here because it's going to give me a different CG number here, and that's how we'll calculate our trim. We're going to ignore this number here, but that looks good. So 0 fuel weight, 54.1. And it's about 1,000 kilos off on this. And SimBrief can be off sometimes, so that's fine. As long as it's in the range, then I'm fine with it. So we're going to go here and just load everything and then expedite all of that because we are impatient. I'm going to be on schedule. And give me 1 second because I got to take this phone call. Give me 1 second. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Wife was calling me. It's a call I'm not going to ignore, so sorry about that. Okay. So, fuel, all that. Okay, so this should carry over. 0 fuel weights. That looks a little high. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 0 fuel weight in kilos. Yeah, see, that's not accurate. Needs to be 53.0, so I don't know why it doesn't carry it over properly. Reserves, we're just going to go 1.0 on that. Oh, you're on your iPad? Ah, no worries, dude. Yeah, I knew what you meant, though. Kind of put it together myself. Cost index. Just go 65 on that. Fuel, make sure the fuel makes sense. Well, actually, that's not entirely accurate. The fuel needs to be 8.0. And then our gross weight, 61. Okay, so that's right. I don't know why the 0 fuel weight is always janky in this thing. Doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever. All right, winds at cruise. So we're going to go 5261. A little gusty. Icy deviation will be 1. Gives us that. Transition altitude looks good, so we're going to execute all of that. Yo, oil tank, what's going on, buddy? Hope your week's going well, man. What was I looking at? Okay. Denver Center is on, but not Salt Lake. Okay, so we're going to cross into Denver Center eventually. So we don't need to call for clearance. Anything like that. And we're going to go departure. And we're on the rugged 1 departure out of Salt Lake City. This is the part where I should be pulling up my iPad here. There we go. Nope. Airport info and departure is the rugged 1. Easy peasy. Now, let's see. Weather. Current conditions right now, the wind is 300 at 9. Current altimeter, let me plug that in real quick. 3049. Wow, that's really high pressure. 3049. Before I do any of that, let me get my lights turned on here. And we can go ahead and do our hydraulics as well while I'm thinking about it. There we go. Altimeter's down here. What do we say? 3049. Altitude. Yeah, see, it's gonna do this, and I don't know why it's gonna do this. I don't know how to get that to stop. Okay. So the last time I did this, I had to wait for the engines to start and then plug it in. I think it's a bug in the plane, honestly, but whatever. Okay, so the winds are 300 at 9, so we're gonna take off on runway 34 right. So we'll go, what's our transition? It's gonna be EKR. And then 34 right. Execute that. And we're gonna go straight into our arrival. So there are no stars into Aspen. So really small airport. Finally got the last of the add-ons and stuff I need from E3. Okay, cool, dude. Yeah, the picture you sent wasn't bad, man. You can definitely get P3D to look good for sure. See, no arrivals. So basically, the approach we'll do is the RNAV, and we're going to be going from red table. Wait, is it? Yeah, red table, right here. And it's basically just straight in from there. So nothing too crazy. And then there's our missed approach procedure, just in case. 777 better than every other plane. Still no SSG. Oh, what's up, Echelon, man? How are you, buddy? Got the A300. It's a beauty. Yeah, I haven't heard a bad thing about the A300, dude. Yeah, still no SSG yet. I'm going to have to run some test flights on it, dude. Honestly, with the new update, I'm kind of optimistic, but we're going to have to try it out a couple times. Let's see, we can do localizer. What are the approaches that come up here? RNAV. This is the Foxtrot. Is there a Zulu one? Okay, let me go back and look because... Nope, it's only Foxtrot. So we'll just do this one. Red table transition. Execute. Okay, perfect. That should be all we need. What? Why isn't it letting me clear that discontinuity? What? Okay. Hold on, I see what it's doing. Well, I should still be able to clear that. Yeah, it's fine. I'll figure it out in the air. I don't know. Yes, this is the Aerosoft scenery. Payware scenery. Okay, that's fine. Plug that in there. What do we flex to? We'll say flex. Nope, nope. 40. Well, no, it does that automatically. I can't change that. That's our CG right there. V speeds. So they updated it to where this actually gets the V speeds ahead of time now, which is good. Like you said, no, I didn't say that. I said it's one of the best. I still think the A319 is the best plane in X-Plane. This one's a close second, but yeah, there's a couple bugs on this because I'll show you. So, like on this right here, this is the CG it's giving me. Okay, that CG number doesn't make any sense. This is a much more realistic number here. So that's one bug right there, like that it's not computing properly. Because if the CG were that, dude, it would be like you wouldn't be able to take off. You wouldn't be able to take off. I'm just gonna love seeing you slam it with some good visuals. I've had some good landings in Aspen before. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't checked the weather there yet, so we'll see how the winds are doing out there. Execute that. I'm kind of bothered that it doesn't let me clear that discontinuity, though. But whatever. Alright. Well, we should be good to go, guys. Get the flight directors turned on here. What were those V-speeds again? So we've got... Performance, takeoff, 144 on that, so we'll go... Was that 159? Wrong one. 159 is good there. And then for our departure out of Salt Lake City, it is a vector departure. It's direct out to Bubby, so it's a northern departure straight out, so it's super easy. So we're just going to go runway heading on this. We'll just do a heading of 340. On the heading is good there. And I'm just going to take us all the way up to our cruise altitude, which is 33,000 feet. Needed to get off that thing. Okay, you 33,000 feet, and then for this we're gonna do you want to do a vertical speed at least initially, so we'll just do 1,800 feet a minute. Because you can't activate VNAV until you're in climb thrust. So, good to go there. All that looks good to me. All this should be good. We just got to close our doors up. That's what we'll do right now. Get rid of the GPU. Close, close. And we can get rid of our gates. There goes the gate. All right, we can get our strobe. Oh, sorry, not our strobe, but our beacon light. Anti-collision, whatever you want to call it. And figure out which way we're pushing. We're push and face the left side. So go better pushback. Start pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
This is technically an active taxiway, but again, there's no ATC, so
driving up.
Should be good. Alright, so we go vertical speed mode and then heading mode. I'll wait to mess with all that until when the engines get turned on. I need to go up top here and do this thing here. Flat recorder to normal. I don't know why it did do it. Okay. Fuel pumps. Oh, yaw damper. On. This is cool. It's kind of like a makeshift eCam, like an old school eCam. At least it kind of tells you what you're missing. All this other stuff.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
We'll turn on once the engines, or turn off once the engines are on. We have proper pneumatic pressure, which is good. Just waiting on them to push us back. Get rid of that.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Those valves up. We need those for engine start. Almost forgot. I feel like I'm forgetting something. In fact, I know I'm forgetting something. Turn this off. Or turn this on, rather. I guess we'll figure it out here in a second. I think I hate about P3D's reverse thrust. I always have issues with it. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same as explain where you just map it.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright, we're pushing. We're cleared for engine start. System A. Start number 2. Adjust the volume just a little bit. I don't want a hot start. I believe it's 17% we're looking for on this. I don't think you go all the way to 25. Gas. Wait for the EGT to go. There it goes. There's the engine switching over. Now, looks like we get a good engine start for number 1. Close that. Sorry, good start for number 2. Let's start number 1. Supposed to be landing in 30. Actually did a decently long flight this time. You're in the 777, so not really designed for what I do as far as like the shorter hops, which I would do it that way anyway. I'm kind of jealous though, man.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Not gonna lie. Wish we had a viable 777 in this. Alright, gas, EGT rising. How about that livery, though? Alright. Two good engines. Starter off. And APU power off, APU off. Everything else should be done automatically. And the taxi lights on. Those stay off. Both flaps 15. Oh, I didn't calculate my well, no, I did. It's the trim. Sorry. We'll do the trim right now. Alright, so flaps. We said flaps 15. And then our CG. Are they disconnected? Okay, not yet. CG is 27 on that. So go back down here. $27, so long trim needs to be about 3-ish. So we'll just do this. Hopefully the plane doesn't yell at us on takeoff like it likes to do. Alright, right there should do it. Can't wait for the new Dash 8. Yeah, dude, that's gonna be pretty cool. I may have to consider getting that as well. Are they? Oh, I didn't. My bad.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Yes, yes, deputy person livery is it's a good one. It's an oldie but a goodie. Cargo 777 short haul. Yeah, that's I guess IRL what would be the shorter routes would be like cargo runs, stuff like that. But I mean it's a simulator. You can do whatever you want. I do A350s on 45-minute flights. I don't care. You do you, man. Okay, so let me see if it's gonna let me do this altimeter now. Now it's 3050. Alright, so it seems to be working now. Both sides. Yeah, I guess you have to wait for the engines to start. What does this thing do? Oh, this is the radio control. I didn't know this was here.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Go TARA on that. That should be all we need to do. Yeah, the Dash 8 should be interesting. Not a lot of US carriers that fly it, but it should be an interesting plane nevertheless. Yeah, we are mode Charlie. Perfect. Alright, we gotta do our flight controls. Right. Left. There's no screen on this, so back. Forward. Right rudder. Left rudder. Flight controls are checked. We gotta put these guys down. We gotta go RTO on the auto brakes. We don't have to arm that. We got our flap sets. We got our lights on. All right, guys, I think we're finally ready to go. I'm a little slower with the MD80 than I am with other planes. It's just a little bit more involved. That's why it's a little bit more prep to get this thing running. Let's do a quick config check. Plane's not yelling. That's a good thing. Oh, pitot heat. There we go. Turn that warning off. Brakes are checked. I think it was 30. 6 in Vancouver, 30.6. Yeah, high pressure. That's pretty high. Typically, if it's low pressure, that means there's storms. Typically, but there's always exceptions, of course. A little fast. I left an FSX, so looking for some Greek, Austrian, and Scandinavian adventures. Yeah, for sure, dude. I know. Yeah, I know they fly it quite a bit out in Europe. It's not much of a U.S. thing, although I think Alaskan Airlines has a Dash 8 fleet. So there's always that. Could do some West Coast flying. Really, actually, Alaskan flies all over the U.S., but it's mostly a West Coast thing. He flies in America because he's basic. Listen, it's because of ortho, okay? Listen, I would love to fly. If Microsoft would get their and Asobo both would get their act together, I'd be glad to fly anywhere. We flew Innsbruck. We did a lot of European flying in MFS when the damn sim works. But unfortunately, it breaks half the time when every other release or every other update release. So it is what it is. Oh, that's right. We're gonna do flex on the takeoff. We'll just do flex 40 for the auto throttle to do its thing. Now we can go a little faster than this. American scenery is so dope. All flat and brown from sand ortho. Man, you guys are dunking on me right now. Listen, California's nice, Florida's nice. You know, out like in the southwestern region, like Grand Canyon area. I mean, this isn't bad out here. The mountains, okay? It's a little hilly out here. The Denver, Colorado area, Utah. It's got some mountains. All right, the Rockies. Come on, man. Give me a break. I think that's part of why I'm so upset with Microsoft. I got to go back in and see like if there's a way I can debug or maybe just reinstall the whole thing and see what's going on with it, because I really want to get back in it and see if I can get the Neo working. Is I do want to get out to Europe and, you know, even the Caribbean, you know, even like maybe some like African flying and stuff like that, just because I do want to get out of the US for sure. But you know, I gotta have a sim that works though. You know, if it's not gonna work, then unfortunately I don't have a choice. But you guys are my viewers. I will take what you say into consideration. I do agree with you. We do need to broaden our horizons a little bit. Alright, we can get the lights and stuff going, strobes and wing lights. Make sure my APU turned off. Yes. Now we'll go to Hotel 1. And again, just straight out, we'll go direct Bubby. Once we get to altitude. He said, thanks, in the new year you should delete all American ortho and get European ortho. Sorry we don't have castles, giraffes, or jungles in the US. Yeah. Let me DM you something. Yeah, of course. Nah, I won't do that. Too much hard work and, well, I don't know hard work, but too much time and, you know, pain and blood, sweat, and tears went into getting this installed. I'm not gonna be able to get rid of it. I mean, although I should have both, I really just should get a third hard drive. I guess technically a fourth hard drive. I already have 3 hard drives, but I should just get like a huge one and just do it. I didn't even check for incoming traffic. It's gonna assume that there's not. Got the runway. My DMs are always open. Got jokes tonight, man. Alright. Throttles. Do we have a chrono? Yes, we do. Nope, it's in op. And auto throttle. Power set. Airspeed's alive. 80. V1 and rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Sorry, a little loud. My apologies. Trim down. Climb thrust. And we need VNav. We're going to go direct to Bubby. Nav. Let's go flaps up. Wish I had like GSX with passengers and cabin crew sounds for all stuff in X-Plane. I really miss that for full immersion. Yeah, I agree, dude. In some plane, like the Zebo has something similar, but not every plane has it. It would be nice to have something uniform. I do agree. There's a couple of add-ons that are kind of like it, but I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't like because some of them you have to have like an overlay. It's like I like to keep it as clean as possible on my screen. That way I don't have just so much popping up. And some of those other add-ons like have like little overlays that are just kind of intrusive, and I don't really want to deal with them, honestly. Why is the Mad Dog called the Mad Dog? I think it's just a play on words, like with the... Turn that down a little bit. Like the acronym, the MD80, McDonnell Douglas was the manufacturer for this before Boeing bought them. I believe Boeing is the... I think Boeing acquired McDonnell Douglas. And I think they just called it the Mad Dog just based off of MD. I'm assuming that's what it is. You may have to Google it. I could be completely pulling that out of my ass, but I think it's just something they came up with. Sometimes when I chill so much, I put like boarding sounds of airliners I fly in the background of YouTube while doing the pre-flights and all. Hey man, do what you gotta do. Where's my flight director all? Oh, you know what? I'm going nose up. Hold on. Gotta trim down. I'm an idiot. Like over here, like trimming up like an idiot, and I'm like having a hard time flying or following my flight director. I think you're correct. That is what I have assumed. Yeah, I think that's what the story is behind it. I'm gonna make people throw up with how I'm flying right now. I love to sit butt naked with a cap on when flying. Yeah. Like I said, man, it's your simulator. You do what you want to do. I don't judge. I can make suggestions, but I don't judge. We have a lot in common. Fortunately, I can't be naked on stream, otherwise I will be swiftly banned, so... Somebody would have to donate me a lot of money to do that, and then I would just retire. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the autopilot on. This thing is actually kind of challenging to hand fly, especially for that long, because the trim is so finicky in it. We can go ahead and turn all these off. It should have been off already. Anything else can stay on. New York Center is running OTS support Boston neighbors for the KLB event. If you enjoy short hops while having a great ATC experience, be sure to fly in or out of ZNY to support. I couldn't read the rest. Got it right here. Support Barraquel during his OTS. What do you mean? I was naked on stream yesterday. Oh, really? I'm sure the Twitch admins are going to be sending emails now, man. Shame on you. Altimeter's got to go back down to 29902. There's no standard button in this plane. You just got to do it manually. Couldn't see because of camera angles. I mean, I guess that's the way to do it. I just googled it, and it has two meanings. Mad Dog is for MD, like you mentioned, but it also said it takes off like a rocket and makes a heck of a lot of noise. Yes, as you can hear, it's a very loud airplane. I've flown on these in real life, back in when American Airlines had these as like the backbone of their fleet. And if you sit near the back of the plane, like it's almost deafening. Like you really can't even hear yourself talk. But they do climb like a rocket, though. I will say that. Switch girl sitting on bed in stockings and cleavage getting 5-10 viewers doing just chatting is so frustrating to me. Just go do porn and be done with it. But then the ticket price is probably nothing for sitting there. Yeah, I have myself. I've wandered into just chatting late at night at times. It's, I mean, you do what you got to do, I guess. If people are willing to watch and sub and make donations. Who am I to judge, you know? I guess if that's people's thing, then let them do it. As long as they're not breaking any rules, then what can you do? Fortunately, I don't have assets like that. I'm just a huge nerd, so I got to work with what I got. Thank you. Here's like so long socks I can pull out. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, when I first started streaming, you know, the one bit of advice that I got from Reddit and from other people and places, it's like you have to have one of three things in order to grow and be successful. You either have to be really good looking, you have to be very good at what you do, like an exceptional player, like a professional player or something like that. Or you have to be very charismatic, you have to be very outgoing, you have to be extremely likable, like to the T. And if you're not at least one of those three things, then it's very tough. But it also depends on what you're in it for, you know. And that's basically if you're really trying to make it big, quote unquote. And everybody has a different definition of making it big, you know. With Flight Sim, we're a niche community as it is, you know. I'm not gonna, you know, expect to ever make partner or stream in front of 10,000 people. You know, it's not realistic, you know. And I'm pretty good at other games. Like I'm pretty good at NHL and you know, Call of Duty. But I mean, I've tried streaming those things before, and it's just very hard to get a following. So, like I said, you either have to be ridiculously good looking and you know, for all intents and purposes, you know, like a 10, right? Or you have to be, again, like a pro player, like that has name recognition already, or you have to be extremely charismatic. Like, just really entertaining, I guess is actually the proper word. Like, just really, really entertaining. So. Thanks time for my wife to switch careers, make both of our lives easier. The real life grind is just sees too much stress. Yeah, dude. I'm saying. Peeps in the MFS community that have 2-3K subs on Twitch. Yeah, those guys have been around a while, though. But yeah, a lot of it is longevity, too. You know? A lot of it, I mean, a lot of them are Europeans as well. You know, they've got it. Because Flight Sim is very popular in Europe. Yeah, for some reason... Let me try this. Hopefully I didn't break it. I don't think I did. Nope, it still wants to do that discontinuity. I have no idea how to get rid of that. It will not let me clear that discontinuity by moving red table up. It just flat out won't do it. No idea why. Because like on the plate, well, because there's no star for this airport, so because I'm looking for red table there. I wonder if I can just go red table, like just delete EKR. I wonder if that's what's throwing it off. I don't know. I don't want to get caught too high because this is one of those approaches that you're going in between all these mountains. You don't want to have to do 360s if it's not necessary. I'm all three of those games, and I'm not famous yet. I'm a mess. Well, like I said, man, and maybe the fourth component is you have to be a little lucky too. That could be part of it. Yeah, consistency is, you know, even myself, I've struggled with it. You know, life comes up, it's tough. You know, if you're married or whatever like me, it can be tough. I don't care what y'all say. This ortho looks pretty damn good out here. Okay. Ignore that over there. This looks nice. You know, you got wife, kids, family, stuff comes up, and it is tough to be consistent sometimes. So that's why, you know, if you can do it full time, then it's almost kind of what you have to do, and just treat it like an actual work schedule. But with me, this is like my free time, so you know, sometimes that gets usurped by personal matters. Dude, I just saw your emotes. Those are hilarious, dude. Yeah, the ortho out here looks pretty good. I cannot lie. Well, how far away is EKR from red table? I guess that's the question. Anymore. Yeah, I mean, I just have the one. We still have this controller. So Denver Center is still on. 127.65. They should be calling me here soon. Coming up on cruise. Belt's gonna come off. Turn this volume down just a little bit because it's quite loud. Cruise thrust, I'm assuming that's similar, I don't know. But we're Mach 7.5 right now, I'm happy with that. Just don't want to go past the candy cane. I'm assuming we're going to do this for about 80-ish miles. Just based on other types of routing. And plus, this airport is pretty highly elevated. So we don't have to descend for quite as long. It's 7,600 feet in the air. Short runway, you know. Fairly difficult approach. If you overshoot the runway, then you're going to be doing a missed approach. Don't want that. Didn't like come here months ago not knowing how to fly. Yeah, MoDaddy does stream. I think we're going just straight in. This other approach, I don't think... There's the Roaring Fork visual. But... I mean, it's just from my direction, coming in from Red Table, it's basically just... Not completely straight in, but... It's relatively easy. And coming on this side, it's a little bit more involved. You do this tight turn, you get the mountains to deal with here. The Aspen's a fairly dangerous approach, for sure. Oh, I got you hooked? Ah, good, good. Join the cult. Yeah, Echelon is he's in Europe, so he's ahead of us by a significant amount. Me and MoDaddy are in the same time zone. Stream earlier. Yeah, see, with my work, because I work like a normal 9 to 5, so I have the stream around this time. If it's like I'm off or whatever, I could always do it maybe a little bit later, but then like I've got my European, my European friends that I don't want to, I don't want to go until 5 in the morning or start like at 5 in the morning their time and do it late, so I very rarely do late streams. $5:30 this side of town. Yeah, I think you said you were in on the West Coast, L-Tank. Yeah, so I don't have a top of descent plugged in here. LA, that's right, Yeah, I think we were chatting about that before. Let me go to VATSIM here and see how close I am to his airspace. Just kind of want to be on top of it here. Yeah, I'm still a little bit outside of it. He'll ping me once we're a little tighter in. This is one of those situations where I wish there was weather and seasons in X-Plane. See snow on the ground in Aspen would be pretty cool. Unfortunately, X-Plane's a little bit behind the times in that regard. Yeah, San Diego is a great approach. What is English? Did no X-Plane? Yeah, it's probably like #1 complaint kind of thing is lack of seasons. Certain scenery has it, like my Denver scenery has it, so like right now if we flew to Denver there'd be snow on the ground, but it just looks kind of funky because when you're in a non-snow area and then all of a sudden you just fly into this perfectly squared patch of snow, it just looks stupid. So I just wish they would have some sort of update to where they could implement that, or somebody would have a plugin that implements it. I just can't believe it hasn't been implemented yet. I'm gonna switch to P3D. Yeah, man, I'm pot committed, man. Sunken cost fallacy, if you want to call it that, but I've already got so much invested into this sim. I don't have the heart to switch over, or probably the patience. really needs to happen is MFS needs to get their house in order and fix the issues they're having. Lens. Okay, what is... Okay, so that's the... So these fixes right here are the missed approach fixes right here. So that's not... I need to ignore that. Where the hell is red table at, though? Should be like... Oh, there it is. DBL. I see it right there. I have to start descending here fairly soon. The problem is that when I get into controlled airspace, I don't know where he's going to want me at. So this is kind of an awkward situation because, like, by the time I cross into his airspace where I need to talk to the controller, I need to start descending, but I don't know where to descend myself to, and I don't want to overstep. But it's one of those things where I really don't want to overfly this either. So, I'm still almost about 150 miles from red table, and about 170 or so from the field. So I've got plenty of time. And like I said, it's almost 7,000 feet, you know, elevated. So it's not like I'm descending to sea level. I've got tighter gap than usual, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yo, Bull Bob, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Good seeing you again. And you from Albuquerque always fly? Yeah, I love Albuquerque, dude. I love flying in and out of it. But yeah, I thought about that today. I was like, man, I do fly in and out of Albuquerque a lot, but I just like the approach. I really like the RNAV 26 approach, and I wanted to do 2 challenging approaches. So the first one's Aspen, and then the closest one that I could think of from there that is reasonable flight time wise, and that I have scenery for is Albuquerque. But I think I got to pick up some new scenery at some point. No, not from there. Just like the airport. Right now we're in the MD80. MD80. Second flight will be the A319. It's got to be a small plane to get out of Aspen without overrunning the runway. It's the... This is recommended 10,000 right there. Well, yeah, okay, so 12,500. About red table there. You want to be, yeah, because you got the mountain here to deal with, so I could just start my descent to 13. Imagine flying an Airbus. What's wrong with Airbus, man? I mean, Airbus, Boeing, they have their pros and cons. I should be getting called any second now. I enjoy flying both Airbus and Boeing. I really don't have a preference, quite honestly. I like Airbus's automation. You could have Snow Next playing with Sam Season's free add-on. Is that what that is? Is it this one? Scenery animation manager, free seasonal texture library, which can be controlled through the SAM plugin menus. Why are these the only pictures? That's winter? How is that winter? This looks... Oh, okay, I see. Maybe it's the picture, but that looks kind of funky. That looks a lot better. I'm assuming this works with ortho, though, right? Like, I don't have to do anything else. Oh. Oh, hell no. Is this still the case? That's not gonna work. User scanning adventure since I don't have ortho. Oh, I see. You use it for default scenery like Canada because you don't see the ugliness. All this white. Yeah, see, that's kind of the problem, man. I mean, it looks decent. I'll have to look into it and see. That sucks that it doesn't play nice with ortho. I'm gonna have to start down here. Let's do that for now. Seatbelts back on. He's got to be calling me here soon because I need to know what he wants me to do. That's what I'm stressing about right now. He's got a lot of traffic though. He's pretty busy. I'm just gonna have to call him on my own, I guess. Denver Center, good evening. Delta 7488, flight level 319 for 1313,000.
Delta 7788, Denver, good afternoon. Squawk 6565.
6565 in the box for 7488. See what he wants me to do here. I just told him
78, 7488, thanks for our contact, 40 miles west of Meeker. Descend and maintain 17,000 Aspen altimeter 3034. What approach do you want?
Alright, down to 17,000. We'll just do the RNAV approach into runway 15 into Aspen if we can.
So 78, 44, you can expect that, eh?
Alright, we'll expect the RNAV to 15 for 7488. Alright, so 17,000 where we're going. Speed this up a little bit.
November 6-7 Papa. Advise me of the canyon lands on weather and stay approach request.
I would like, if possible, the RNAV approach into canyon lands, please.
November 6th, certainly Papa Roger, so descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 1.
Do that extra power now because I think I'm going to get it. Is it going to have seasons as well?
Canyon lands altimeter 3041.
Like, is it going to work with ortho, though? I guess is my question.
Okay, we can start our descent at pilot's discretion, 16,000 feet in altimeter and canyon lands.
X and Virus had some issues over the years, so I don't know if I trust them.
Denver Center, American 125, flight level 340.
American 125, Denver, good evening. Jet call 916 to maintain 9,000.
Let's pull weather up for Aspen. Right, winds right now 330 at 3, so pretty innocuous. Nothing crazy there. No precipitation. 10 miles of visibility.
And Denver Center from November 760. Papa, looks like we're not getting the 300 knots that we followed.
Altimeter 3034.
November, let's get there. No worries, sir. And you're clear direct to Pixie, actually.
Okay, then we're clear direct Pixie. And November 760. Papa, thank you.
Probably shallow this up a little bit. I don't think we have to get down quite so fast. Yeah, really annoying, this deal right here. It's just, for some reason, it will not let me move red table up to this spot. Like, just doesn't do it. I don't know. I've never seen that before. It could be something with how it's... Because when I pass this VOR, which I think it's Elk Ridge VOR, it's basically just going to go on its own, which... Let's do this. Just to have it ready.
Sir, call 916, turn right, heading 250. Delta 689, thank you for the contact.
I could just also try to go direct DBL and just like erase it over Elk Ridge and see if that works. There's that option as well. But I don't want to do that quite yet until I make this turn. But I mean, per my flight plan, that's the difference right there. I mean, I'm going from Elk Ridge to Red Table, so I mean, it's he didn't amend my flight plan, so it's in my flight plan, so it shouldn't be an issue. For this, I'm actually going to do auto brakes medium, since it's such a short runway.
Start call 916 to set up at 8,000.
Just give me terrain. It doesn't, I don't think. There's TCAS.
6 in my Papa to set and maintain 1-4000.
Set and maintain 1-4000, November 760, Papa.
So where you just kind of have to pay attention to the chart and just make sure that you're staying away from those mountains. It put me in heading mode automatically, so what we're gonna do is just go direct. Not in database, what? That was weird. Have. No? Okay. I guess we're doing this manually. Red table is broken, guys. It's lit up on here too. That's the thing. So like the map is recognizing it, but for some reason.
Southwest 2699, you're also in my airspace shortly, but this is command.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have a good night.
Old fix. Because it's not part of...
Check call 916, turn right heading 320, intercept 35 left.
Maybe because it's in here as a hold? I don't know.
Yeah, 4218, have a good evening, sir. 1125, group of takeoff.
No idea. Couldn't tell you.
Here, take off, 1125, 478, sir. Check call 916, 2 miles to Selby, maintain 8,000, so 7% localizer, cleared ILS from way 35 left of road. November 6th, in Mapapa, descend and maintain 10,000.
10,000, November 76 in Papa.
And November 60, Leon Pop, about 12 miles from Pigsy, cross Pigsy at or above 10,000. Clear to the all-nav, one-way GPS, one-way 3 approach into Canyonlands.
Okay, we'll cross Pixie at or above 10,000 feet, cleared for the RNAV GPS runway 3 at Canyonlands, November 760 in Papa.
Slow this thing down here a little bit. Now, for some reason, it won't let me go to... It won't let me go to just regular speed mode. I don't know why.
Check code 916, 1935 left to the left. Delta 7488, descend and maintain 15,000.
15,000, Delta 7488.
Delta 7488, turn left heading 110, vectors to final.
110, vectors for final, 7488. Alright, this helps. Vectors are fine. I don't know what my FMC is trying to do to me. Alright, once again, our altimeter 3034.
Unit 4788, but our contact climb maintains level 260, sales to leaving.
Oh, there, I just had to click that. Okay. I see what it's doing now.
Level 260, unit 4787.
Did it 270. Actually, I'm going to take us down to 240. So we're coming in kind of fast. 3034. And that is verified. I'm actually going to take this down to 210.
So, Unit 24 specifically American Space Shortly, Kansas City, offline radio services terminated, frequency 10 to have a good night, see you later. Well. November 6th, Papa, no traffic resume you in the airfield. Change advisor frequency is approved. Report IFO cancellation or downtime on this frequency.
Most it'll let me do it, I guess.
Frequency change approved, we'll advise so far for cancellation this frequency, November 76 in Papa.
Delta 7488, you're clear direct red table.
Clear direct red table, Delta 7488. Okay, weird. Usually, if it's vectors, then it's vectors. Oh, why didn't I hold? No, stop, 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 stop. Stop the climb. Stop the descent. What the hell is this thing doing? Why didn't it hold the altitude?
Delta 7485, lateral above 13,700, cleared for the ONAV. Runway, ONAV Foxtrot approach. Interesting.
Alright, maintain at or above 13,700, cleared. RNAV approach, runway 15 in Aspen, Delta 7488. Okay, let's keep it there for now.
Denver Center, November 423.
I forgot, you gotta hit altitude hold on this. I forgot to do that.
Good evening, Denver. 423 Lima Zulu. We're on the ground
Got some
at
flaps going here.
Colorado Regional, looking for IFR clearance to Colorado Springs.
November 423 Lima Zulu, sounds good, sir. Clear to Colorado Springs Airport vectors. Denver, Black Forest direct. Maintain 8,000, expect 10 minutes, 10, squawk 6555.
We're cleared to Colorado Springs via radar vectors Denver, then direct Bravo Romeo Kilo, then direct. We will maintain 8,000, expecting 10 within 10 minutes. Departure is with you, and we'll squawk 6555.
Jet call 916, welcome to Denver left for name.
I don't know why this thing is yelling at me. Oh, it's this. My bad. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. It doesn't actually tell me why it's yelling at me, so I have to like figure it out on my own. I found out that I don't know how to do RNAV. As I was doing RNAV, it didn't go well. It's just a GPS approach. You're just basically following the magenta line. But yeah, it can be confusing with certain approaches. I gotta slow way down actually. Approach, we're gonna do flaps 40. So 131 knots. I believe the airport's down in there, though I could be wrong. Oh no, actually it's like over here somewhere. I lied. We have flaps 15 or 11. Okay, it's 15. 20 miles out. I'm gonna keep it at this speed for the time being. Let's see something here. Yeah, we're not even at red table yet, so I gotta wait. Start descending. I gotta maintain this altitude because these mountains are pretty tight in here. Probably slowed down a little too quick, but this approach can get a little hairy at times, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. Got the field down there. And Center Delta 7488 has the field in sight. I know he cleared me for the RNAV, but I just want to see if you want to clear me to land ahead of time, just to get it out of the way. I got the auto brake set. Oh, okay, I guess I'll arm that. That was armed already. Yeah, it's like taking me in kind of a weird angle. I feel like I could just turn direct to it right here, because what we're gonna end up doing is, and this is per the chart, is we're gonna go out over here and then like turn back into it, which I'll probably be hand flying it at that point, but it's just a little strange. All right, start down slightly. And get down to our final approach speed here. 131 knots.
Delta 7488, runway 15, clear to land, wind 3303.
Clear to land 15, Delta 7488. Right, you're down. I guess we're going flaps full. Alright, my airplane. Get on the speed.
Denver Center 423 Lima Zulu.
423 Lima Zulu, Denver.
Yes, sir. We're ready to taxi to runway 33.
November 3 Lima Zulu, after runway 33 taxi by Alpha.
Alpha to 33, 3 Lima Zulu.
Denver. Denver Center, November 716 Alpha, behind the airport.
Ow.
Lima Papa Roger, your IFO cancellation has been received. Squawk maintain VFO. Have a good day, sir. Thank you very much. Squawk maintain VFO.
That was pretty bad. The Pappies are going to show us high.
Bye.
Once we get leveled off, we'll try to bleed off some more of this speed. We're already at flaps full right now. My throttles. I got one red. Okay, lane checklist, gear down 3 green, flaps set to full. Speed brake is armed, auto brakes are set, and lane lights are on. We've been given our clearance.
1552, contact Los Angeles 125.8. Have a good night.
2 white, 2 red. Gonna level it off.
What 3 Lima Zulu, you ready to go?
Gas feet checked. Three red.
Over 8090, sorry, sir, welcome.
Little low is not going to be too bad of an idea with this approach, so I'm not terribly worried about it.
Over 3 Lima Zulu, Roger. Fly, turn around heading 090, runway 33, clear takeoff. 09033, clear takeoff.
Checked. 2 white, 2 red now. All right, verse. I dedicate that butter to Mo Daddy. First stowed. Manual braking. And we're gonna turn right here.
15 should be fine. Yeah.
It was this guy. Whatever. I guess I'll take all right from you since you're the resident critic. It might as well be a compliment, honestly. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
What runway is in use for Montrose Regional?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll request ILS runway 17, please.
Roger, expect that and set pilot discretion, maintain flight level 190.
Believe we're gonna park
Descend at my discretion, maintain flight level 190.
right here.
4787.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and disconnect. No sense in getting taxi instructions. It's kind of self-explanatory at this airport. Appreciate that, WD person in Echelon. Thank you. Brakes. I did not start the APU, so we'll do that now. So we gotta wait for that. Alright guys, Aspen, Colorado. This is Payware Aspen scenery from Aerosoft. Not too bad. It would be nice to have the seasons, as we were talking about earlier. But nevertheless, it's a fun approach for sure. It's definitely challenging, especially coming over the mountains. Right here, you've got to be very aware of your altitude and everything. And on a plane that doesn't have terrain radar, you really got to make sure you have full visual. Or just pay very, very close attention to where you're at on the charts. But this has always been one of my favorite approaches to do, just because it's definitely more challenging than a lot of the other ones. A lot of your standard ones, at least, like ILS and things like that. You got an RNAV that helps you, but as you can see, like, it takes you out pretty wide left, and then you got to go in and manually correct it there towards the end. So, fun times. APU gen is on. We can go ahead and kill the engines, as well as these seatbelts. And our beacon light needs to come off. That there. Those come off as well. Clouds, it's Active Sky. Active Sky has their own cloud textures that will download straight into your sim and replace your default ones or whatever ones you have. I used to use some Lewis scripts for it, but Active Skies actually look decent, so we went with that. Replay mode. Let's take a look. Let's wait for my rendering to catch up here. Still lagging, don't know why. There we go. Every time it goes into replay mode, it does that. I don't know why. Just a little off center there. It's really the only bad thing about that landing. Just a little bit off center line. And I also don't have an excuse for it because there was basically no wind. Just really trying to make sure I'd argue with this airport it's more important to get in the threshold than it is to get dead center on center line, but yeah, I definitely want to not be to the left like that, but other than that, not too shabby. Yeah, just a little bit. You want it in between the wheels, and it veered off just a little bit. I almost slammed it. I got the flare going there at the end, just barely in time. Otherwise, I would have slammed it probably. This plane is just modeled so well. You can see just like the wear and tear on it, and like the aging and weathering on it. It's just so well modeled. That's why I absolutely cannot wait for the MD-11. This Rotate did very good work with this plane. 'Alright. One more. Yeah, we're definitely off to the left a little bit. That's what caused me to stay left. I don't think it was severe enough to be like a go around. Like if it was in real life, I don't know if they would go missed because of something like that. Maybe. Smooth AF, yeah. Yeah, it definitely was smooth. Just, if we're being picky, I would have liked to hit center line as well. Then it would have been perfect. But like I said, with the short runway like this, like my main concern is just getting it down in the threshold. Because if you float it even just a little bit, you have to go missed. Because I mean, this runway is not long and it's a high elevation, so it takes longer for the plane to stop. So that's priority one. If you slam it down a little bit, if it's a little bit off, as long as you get it down reasonably in that threshold, then I think that's priority one, at least for a runway like this. So, all right, ladies and gents, let me take a quick breather here. We're going to load into the A319. We're going to leave from this very airport down to Albuquerque, hoping to get the RNAV 26. I'll check the weather here in just a second, just to see. If not, then I may just do it anyway, because I don't think ATC's on to tell me not to. But let me just give me a few minutes here, and we'll be right back. Alright, we back. Everybody got their potty breaks in. Alrighty. I think I just got the flight plan pulled up here. FlightAware does not have a flight plan for this route, fortunately. I do need to update the overlay real quick. Let's get flight number 2 started. Alright, that's then go here. Bam. Alright, so that is updated. Perfect. Alright guys, A319 in all its glory. Oh, you know what? I've got the new sound pack for the IEs for it. But but are these IEs though? Those look like CFMs. I want to see the IAEs are longer than that. I don't think this is an IAE paint job. Probably just stick with the CFMs then, because I think now I have the option, because I went ahead and got the other sound pack for this. Where's it at? There should be a spot in the menu to select. That's interesting. I hadn't noticed that before. Yeah, here. It says auto. I think it's going to default to the CFM 56s, though. If I pick this, I have to reload the airplane, which is not a big deal. First tab. Yeah, there you go. Yep, it was literally the last one I clicked. I guess let's do that. Save, and then we can just reload it real quick just to make sure it works. In case. Oh, you don't need to reload? Huh, interesting. I think, because I could have sworn on BSS's thing, it says when you select it, you have to reload. Oh, well. No big deal. I didn't have anything turned on anyway. Crashes X-plane, then, you know, that would suck. Didn't crash. Okay. And probably need to go ahead and turn my sound back on. Where are you? Okay. I think we're good with that. Let me check one more thing. Then we can get underway here. Okay, good. Saved all that. Okay, perfect. All right. Let's get this underway. Bat 1, Bat 2. External power. Emergency lights, non-smoking, seatbelts, nav. It's different. Usually doesn't come on that quick. They can go normal. That's on auto. Master switch on. I need like stairs here or something. Because I have this thing. So I have ground handling, but I don't think it doesn't play nice with Tolus. Gonna freeze here for a second. Oh, maybe it does. There's a flight factor it doesn't play nice with. Nope. It's Tolus. Because that would have popped up. So, yeah, it doesn't play nice with Tolus, unfortunately. I don't know why. Alright, get our brightness turned up here. See, the air cycle's still incorrect on this. It's only 2 months off, so it's not a big deal, but for some reason, like, it only updated it in like half of my planes. And I didn't make any changes to the directory or the routing or anything, so it's really strange. Alright, plane's yelling at me about something. Yep, I know that. And 30, 36. There we go, perfect. Let's get our IRSs in line. Am I getting... Okay. Like 90 FPS when I look up there. It's amazing. Alright, I'm gonna go down here. Turn the radios on. Is Denver Center still on? Actually, let me file my flight plan first. Sorry. Skipping steps here. This is a janky flight plan. As me going to like the Albuquerque VOR, it's not even giving me putting me on a star, so I'm gonna have to do this manually. I wonder if there's a route from Denver. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cheat here a little bit and pretend like I'm coming from Denver, because I bet you there's a route there. Caden, Albuquerque. Nope. Okay. So Freeho 4 should be the arrival that we do. But I'll double check that in a second. Let me get my initialization set up here. This could take me a second to figure out because Flightware's not playing nice. Alright, Aspen to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Line IRS, and we are Frontier. Anybody ever wish that this was QWERTY and not like just alphabetical? I wish it was QWERTY. Did I not generate the thing? Oh, my bad. Cost index, I'll probably keep it high. Cruise at 34,000 feet. Flight time for this is 52 minutes in the air. In case anybody's wondering, we'll do 71 on the cost index. Alright, weights and gas. Alright, fuel. We need 53. We'll just go round up 5,400. 5,400, perfect. And we need a zero fuel weight of 56.9. Apply. Perfect. 56.9, 29.4, 55. 6.9, 29.4. And our fuel block, 5.4. Takeoff weight, 62.1. That is perfect. Everything looks great. Now, got to get on to VATSIM. All right, we are connected. Why? Alrighty. Going to Aspen. Well, actually, I gotta wait. I gotta file the flight plan first, which means I gotta figure out what I'm doing. So, out of Aspen should be pretty straightforward. I believe may actually be the Lins 9. Hold on. Okay, the Aspen 7. What's the suggested route? Yeah, direct lens.
November 3 Whiskey 5 for the Air Space Release, I'll make offline window services to Manatee Speakers.
Alright, I'm gonna turn them off real quick. I think the lens 9 is actually what we want here. Lens 9. And after lens, it's keep. I don't see that on here though. Slalom rifle. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna have to trust this. I just don't trust this, the routing that FlightAware gives me sometimes. Yeah, it has me going on like this airway, and I don't really want to. I don't really want to. Sometimes it's like not taking me directly to the airport. It's taking me to like the VOR, but it's not putting me on like on an actual arrival, which bothers me. So pulled up this one from Denver, and it's the Freeho 4 arrival. So let's see what that looks like and see if it makes sense. Looks like it does. So we go in. What is the HBU VOR? What is that? Is Aspen on here? Sure isn't. Oh, Aspen. Okay, I see. Yeah, so it'd be Aspen, Freeho. Okay. So it'd be Freeho 4 Aspen transition. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do the lens 9. So let me look at this real quick. Departure, runway 15. Oh, you know what? No. It's not runway 15. Race. We have to depart from runway. Dude, where is my? It's the other runway. We can't depart from 15 because we're going straight into a mountain. It's runway 33 where we're departing. Runway 33. What if I just do the Aspen 7? Sorry guys, I know this is taking me a while, but I'm trying to make sure this makes sense. No, I'll just do the lens. So we do the lens 9. DBL, EKR. And C. RLG. Yeah, so none of those make any sense. Because I don't want to go red table, because that's the wrong direction. Just want to go lens and then out to... I think Grand Junction makes the most sense, actually. Okay, I think I've got this. Sorry, guys. I want to be able to fly the network, and that's why it's taking me forever to figure this out. Usually FlightAware just gives me the flight plan, and I go off of that, but this one is considerably different. Lens 9. JNC, and then we'll do Aspen Freeho, I guess. And if he wants to amend it, he can amend it. That's what we're going to file. That's what we'll do. That back up. Okay. Denver Center, good evening. Frontier 7488 IFR to Albuquerque, please.
Frontier 7488, Denver, good evening, sir. Clear to Albuquerque Airport. Lens 9 departure, Skyjob's transition as filed. Maintain 16,000, squawk 6512.
Alright, cleared it to Albuquerque. Lens 9 departure, Grand Junction transition that is filed. Maintain 16,000, squawk 6512 for Frontier 7488.
November 0 Alpha Papa, turn right heading 070.
Alright, 010.
070, sir.
070, right now.
And Frontier Flight 7488, next feedback correct. 33 for departure, call ready for taxi, Aspen altimeter 3036.
Wilco. Alright. We got that sorted out. Okay, so we followed proper flight plans, so that's
20% and
fine.
maintain.
Turn them off for now. Okay, so now let's figure out our approach into Albuquerque. The winds right now are 20 at 6. Which I think we can... Yeah, so we'll do 2-6 RNAV. That'll work. Approach. RNAV, I think it's the Zulu. Nope, it's Yankee. Guessed wrong. Yep, RNAV Yankee will come from Cadet. RNAV 26 Yankee. Riho 4. Cadet on that, and then Aspen is the transition. Let me double check that. Yes. Insert. Done. Alright, we've got our flight plan figured out, finally. Somehow, some way we did it. Alright, last thing, performance. Go to our TOLUS menu here. We're going flaps 1. V speeds 135, 144, 147. No trim. Flex 35. 35, 44, 7. 44. 147. What was... 35, right? Yeah, flex 35. Sounds about right with this short runway. Then it'll be flaps 1 down. 0.0. Perfect. All right, pre-flight is complete. Again, my apologies. That took absolutely forever. But I want to make sure we don't crash the plane into a mountain, so that's how that works. I don't think I ever started my APU. I did not. We can go and get the fuel pumps going here. And go and get pushback called here.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Hopefully there's any other traffic here. It's our tow truck. We're cleared to 16,000 feet. Alrighty. And we gotta get our beacon code plugged in here. 6512 in the box.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Get the beacon light going. And turn off the ground power.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
No gate.
Push back, and you may start engines.
Literally no gate. Alright, clear for engine start. Number 2. Turn him back up. Train radar going. Just in case.
November 70 Papa, if you want, clear to Hanksville Hotel Victor
Operation
Echo.
complete. Go ahead and set the
Victor
parking
Echo,
brake.
thank you for...
Park brake set, starting number 1.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
He's got me all janky looking. I got 2 good engines, or sorry, number 1 still starting up. It looks like we're gonna have 2 good engines. Here's the power switch.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
We will. Alright, so she is driving away. I'm gonna wait. There's no moving map on this. Alright, there's a gear pin. Flaps 1. Brakes RTO, arming speed brakes.
Okay, Echo
Light controls.
Right. Echo
Left.
Golf
Back.
Alpha 4 cross
Forward.
35 left.
Okay, how about we just take a left here, this next taxiway, and we're just going to go to that ramp just off the left side of it, on the south side.
Okay, that works. Echo Hotel then.
Echo Hotel, 3 lanes to the next. That's 2 lanes to get out my charts.
That's a good idea. Make it easy.
Center citation for Yankee Victor West, 26, can we get 340?
November 0 Yankee Victor Noise, Contact Public 340.
Oh, I forgot to do all this.
Sorry, 400 Yankee Victor.
November 0 Yankee Victor, Climate Public 340.
Contact Public 340, November 400 Yankee Victor.
Delta 520 to Cinnamon 15,000. Denver altimeter 3040.
Yeah, to wait for the clearance.
Flight level 15,000, Delta 520.
Denver Center, Frontier 7488, ready to taxi, runway 33.
Frontier Flight 7488, Roger, runway 33, taxi by Alpha.
33 via Alpha, Frontier 7488. Right, brake released. Cabin.
Denver Center, we do, it looks like we do have full ILS capabilities on the aircraft right now, but we'd still like to go for a visual on 35 left if that's possible.
Why am I going backwards?
21, do you expect the visual approach for
Are reversers out?
Expect visual 35 left, Delta 520.
So the 520 is to maintain 14,000, turn left, heading 05. Flying against 040.
Y'all see that?
040, 14,000, Delta 520.
That was weird. Turn that down just a little bit. I feel like it's happened to me here before. I don't know if it's like slanted or what. It's so weird. I mean, it is a higher elevation here, so you are gonna need more thrust to get moving, but this is a lot. All right, on departure, heading 343. And then we go 273 and then back to 303. But he could give me something different, so wait and see.
Delta 520 to 7 and 11,000.
718, 11,000, Delta 520.
And we're gonna need the whole runway. This thing just doesn't want to go. It's got to be the elevation. It's the only thing that makes sense.
What's your approach 7488? You ready to go at the end?
A-firm.
So it's 9488, roger runway 33, clear for takeoff, wind 2104.
Clear for takeoff, runway 33, Frontier 7488. Perfect. For this, I'm going to throttle up with the brake on and then release it. Okay, clock. Throttle. Stable. Flex set, brake released, 35. SRS green, power set, airspeed's alive.
Delta 520 to 7 and 10,000.
Hello, 10,000, Delta 520.
80 knots, or not yet, sorry. Yeah, now it's 80. V1 rotate. Positive climb, gear up.
520, still maintain 9,000 a day. Denver Airport, 10 o'clock, about 20 miles, port side.
9,000, airport at 10 o'clock, that's on 520.
Pretty high pitch here. Got to get away from these mountains. Climb thrust. Left turn.
Delta 520, turn left heading 020, intercept 35 left localizer.
020, intercept the localizer, 35 left at Delta 520.
It looks like there's traffic. I'm not talking to this guy. He's 12 o'clock, about 2.5 miles. Looks like he's set up 35 left or the right. I'm not really sure what he's doing. I'm not talking to him at all.
Roger, we'll watch out for
And autopilot.
520.
And on the 520, looks like he's on 35 left. If you want, you can switch to the visual 34 right. It's fine. If you keep it.
Alright, not too bad, guys.
Yeah, we got airport in sight, over 34 left.
So 520 watch, if you want specific, go approach runway 34 left, and it looks like he's on 35 right now. And Delta 520, runway 34 left, clear to land. Wind is 064 now.
Right, lights.
Frontier Flight 7488, we have contact on maintain level 3401, sir.
Flight level 340, Frontier 7488.
Embraer 0 Pilot, they may have space Salt Lake offline, we're about to Mr. Terminator. Have a good night, Jill.
Director, that's 347 here, Bob.
Yes, sir, if we can stand up, have a good night.
Okay, already in contact C2, here, Bob.
There, Delta 520, I'm not sure if I heard runway 34 left, clear to land.
Nice clean 70 FPS. You love to see it.
34 left, clear to land, Delta 520.
Alrighty, so we're cleared up to our cruising altitude. Maybe this thing didn't make sense. Huh. Yeah, it's kind of like a janky routing I gave myself. I'll probably ask for a direct here once I get a little higher. Get away from these mountains. Yeah, I actually want to go out this way, so it'd be more direct for me to turn direct to that. But let me get a little higher and then I'll request it. Yeah, it'd be pretty neat if I can get the snow on top of the ortho out here. At Denver Center, Frontier 7488.
I think it just got off.
Oh, it looks like he did. All right. Huh. Yeah, controller just got off randomly. Standard altimeter. I don't think we have any other ATC on. Let's see if it's even worth me staying on. Yeah, he's completely gone. Okay, I'm just gonna disconnect, and we're gonna go direct Aspen. And for this second approach here, RNAV Yankee into 2-6. It's an RNAV approach, obviously, but we'll do a visual landing. So no ILSs for either approach tonight. Wait for this to finish loading. Apologies for the lag. What the hell are we loading? Yeah. Sorry, I know the stream is shit in the bed right now. But no ILS approaches for either approach tonight. Wanted a little bit more of a challenge, do some manual flying instead of just SIDS and stars, just handing us easy approaches, kind of figure it out on our own. All right, so we are well underway, going the right direction now. Yeah, because it would have taken me all the way out here, and then I would have gone direct this way, so it would have added unnecessary time. There's probably like another transition I could have taken out of there, but whatever reason, FlightAware wasn't spitting anything out. Because FlightAware goes off of like real life flights and what they're doing. So if there's no actual real life flights doing this route, then it's not gonna give me anything. It's just gonna give me a blank page, basically, which is exactly what it did. The Rocky Mountains out there. Like I said, really nice to get the snow texturing, but I don't know, put it on our wish list, our Christmas list for Laminar. And ideally what I would like to do next week is get back into MFS. What I gotta do is I gotta go in and see like what's causing the issue. I really haven't been looking on forums or seeing if anybody else is having similar problems. I kind of just was like, well, I'm just gonna go back to X-Plane. But I do want to do some more European flying and just try to venture out a little bit more, and the only way I'm really going to be able to do that and have it look good is if I fly MFS. So we'll have to try to get that issue, whatever it is, sorted out. That way I can at least have flyable FPS. Because I just can't fly it with 16 FPS. It's just not going to work. Belts can come off. I don't know what the hell X-Plane is loading in right now. Yeah, it's struggling right now. It only does it really bad when I'm in the TOLUS, though. It's really strange. Yeah, but at least I'm glad that the weather is still favorable for this approach. 20 at 6. I guess technically you could go the other way, but the winds are so light that you really could just do it either way. So I was saying, if it was within like 10 knots or so, then I really would just done it either way. But I mean, I guess technically with those winds, we should still be landing on 8. What am I looking for? But whatever. It's a really long runway, and we're in a smaller plane. Elevation's not even nearly as high as Aspen, so 6-knot tailwind is not going to really be a factor. It'll carry us a little bit, but it's not going to be anything crazy. Do I have a top of descent? Oh, I don't. So hold on. So Freeho 15,000. Plug that in. Because it says expect on the plate, so every time it says expect, it doesn't plug it in. Oh, it didn't yell at me. Oh, because it didn't take it. Okay. I mean, I think it took it. It would stop loading. It's just an annoying sound. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's quite a ways in between Aspen and Freeho, so. Leaving the rocky part of the Rockies. Start getting a little bit flatter. Dog's down here. Hi, buddy. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Co-pilot. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing, though. Go crash the plane. Ah, he's on my cord. You crashed the plane, buddy. Say hi. Say hello. Alright, you want down? You don't want to be up here? Alright. What'd you do? That's my little one. We have another one. He's a Basset Beagle mix. He's a little bit bigger than this one, but he's just my little one. Lap dog. Yeah. Yeah, Deputy Person, appreciate that. He's a Maltese Shih Tzu mix. The little guy, but super tame, like doesn't no drama, very low maintenance dog. So love him to death. You stuttering? Oh, stuttering's here. Alright, hold on. Simlink. And the problem is gone, magically. Alright, we're at cruise. We'll be here for a little bit. For some reason, it's not giving me a top of descent. It's really annoying. Don't know why. I think I see why. What I want to do is go Freeho to Cadet, I think is what I want to do. So what we want to do is clear the discontinuity. Clear that, insert that. Clear that. Now it should give me a top of descent. Okay, yep. So there's our top of descent. It's about 90 miles. That makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, I think what was throwing it off is it was taking me all the way to Albuquerque VOR, and that's taking me out too far. Like I said, this... Yeah, because vectors would be right here. Yeah, so it doesn't give me a specific final, but I don't want to go all the way to Albuquerque VOR. So we'll go from here to about right here and then start our arrival. That's what was throwing it off. I don't know what the hell it's trying to load in right now. It's not like heavy scenery out here, unless it's like the next ortho tile and it's just trying to load it all in at once. It's really the only thing out here that I could think of. I don't have nothing for you, buddy. I got nothing for you. I'm sorry. Little dogs are funny, man. I grew up with big dogs. Like growing up, we had Rottweilers and German Shepherds. So little dogs are little dogs are just funny. They just act differently. They have just different demeanor, I guess. Alright, so I'm happy we got a top of descent, so at least I know what I'm programming in. And then I'll just take us down to 15 once the time comes. Let's do it that way. Good view of some of that ortho. Yeah, so I guess my homework assignment for this weekend is to try to get MFS figured out and see what's causing the problems. So I don't think there's been an update to the A320 recently. I'll have to check on the website, but I don't think there was one when I checked about a week ago. And they were supposed to be coming up with like another update to like the simulator itself, with some like updated scenery and whatnot, but I haven't seen anything like on like official sources on that yet, so I don't know when that's going to release. But like I said, guys, I'm hoping like within the next year, like we have a few good payware planes, and like the sim itself just runs better, where like the scenery loads in properly, and you don't have these like weird looking monoliths instead of buildings. That would be nice. So I still stand by my assertion that Microsoft and Asobo released it a little too early. I think it needed to marinate a little bit longer, needed to stay in the oven a little bit longer. But like I said, my theory, and this is just a theory, I don't have evidence to support it, but my theory is that sorry, my dog's by my power strip. I don't need him tripping that. My theory is that they needed the money. I guess they needed to show that it was going to start making some money, because I'm sure they were allocated a certain budget, and they probably went over budget, as projects tend to do, and perhaps that's why the release got pushed up the way it did. That's my theory, at least. Because I feel like it would have needed to be released around now. Like, if they would have, you know, extended the beta testing a little bit. Because I don't know how beta testing works with this kind of stuff, like the closed beta stuff, but it's like a lot of people gave their feedback, and it's like there's so much stuff that was not working properly, and it just wasn't very well optimized when it first came out. And maybe that there's thousands of people on it at once, that's what's, you know, loading up their servers and causing the scenery to download in oddly. But it's like, I mean, that's why maybe you do like an open beta or something like that to give it more of a stress test kind of thing, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm pulling that out of my ass. But I'm pretty confident in saying that I think it was rushed out. Because they didn't even have like an official release date. And then all of a sudden it came out in August. And it's like, well, okay, we weren't expecting it. I mean, it's a good thing that we got it, but then at the same time it's like, well, if they release it too soon, then maybe it's not ready. But who knows? We'll never know, I guess. I heard that Microsoft Flight Sim was rushed out because of the pandemic. They were hoping a lot of people would buy it since they would be stuck at home. Yeah, that's not the wildest theory. It's pretty plausible. I guess that makes sense. You assume a lot of people are at home, and you look at the demand for the hardware and things like that, so... And maybe it helped them. But, you know, it could be both. Oh, shit, excuse me. Could be that they needed the money, and they're like, well, there's a pandemic going on, a lot of people sitting around at home needing to do something, so let's go ahead and release it. But the unfortunate thing is gaming nowadays, man, like I've been playing the new Call of Duty quite a bit, and there's a lot of bugs, a lot of stuff that's missing. It feels a little bare bones for like a AAA title like that. I feel like what developers do now is like your initial release, when you buy a game on day one, you basically are a beta tester. Like that's how games are now. You essentially are a beta tester if you buy a game day one. And you don't get the actual full release, like the way the game is intended to be, until 3 or 4 months after release. It's just kind of how these game developing studios look at us as the consumer now. I really wish this thing would stop doing this. But, I mean, because I know that there's actual, like, betas and alphas and things like that. You know, Microsoft Flight Sim was in beta for quite some time. But I think the true beta is, like, the quote-unquote release date. And then we test it out, give them feedback, and then they update it to where the game should be. It's like whatever happened back in the day, man, when like there was no internet, like there was no like you couldn't patch things, you know, like N64 days or like OG Xbox or PlayStation days where like the game had to be complete on release. You had no way of patching stuff. If there was a bug, it stayed. You know, there were no patches. And now I feel like it's become a crutch for a lot of developers where they released these products that aren't stable, knowing that they have the ability to patch things in their back pocket. So you're paying full price for something that's releasing on day one, and then you're not getting your money's worth, basically. You won't get your money's worth until 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the road. I just don't, in my opinion, I just don't think that's the best thing for consumers, because again, like it's almost kind of like false advertising. Like you're expecting to buy at least a somewhat completed product on day one. Like there's gonna be bugs. The hell? There's gonna be bugs. Like I think most people can be reasonable about it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, why are we paying full price to be beta testers then? You know, I'm a huge fan of like free to play stuff. I think Fortnite should be the model for a lot of these games, where you buy a game, well, you don't buy the game, you get it for free, it's free to play, and then you pay for the microtransactions. Like if you want the new maps, you pay for that. If you want weapon skins or, you know, skins in general, then you pay for that, you know, and it's completely optional. I don't know, I'm not an expert in that field, but I feel like they could make quite a bit of money. I mean, look at what Fortnite did. Fortnite, the most lucrative gaming franchise in history, I think, at this point. And the game is completely free to play. So, I mean, there's something to be said about that, in my opinion. Alright, we can start down. Seatbelts on. That should have been on already. That's my 2 cents. I got into a pretty deep conversation with a friend the other day about it. He's like, you know, I grew up in the 90s playing N64 and PlayStation 1, you know, Super Nintendo and all that, man. You bought a game on those systems, man. That was your game. Like, there was no patching. And now it's just become expected. Like, you know there's going to be issues. There's going to be a patch. So, yeah, right. No software updates. You get what you get. Watch our speed here. I didn't start the descent that late, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna throw the boards out here. I don't want to overspeed. Should level off here. Sure, these clouds came out of nowhere. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the ability to update something to like a patch is a good thing, because then if there is like a bug that doesn't get identified until release, then that's a great thing. And I mean, online gaming is a great thing. But I also feel like it's being taken advantage of to the detriment of like the consumer, basically. Like, take the Flight Factor A320, for example. You know, that plane literally was released. We paid full price for a plane that was in beta for like 2 years. And to this day, it still performs horribly on everybody's system. Pretty cloudy for the desert. Altimeter 3032 once we get to 18,000. I had the Flight Factor 777, one of the first jets I bought for X-Plane 11, not knowing it was considered one of the worst. Yeah, Flight Factors really let us down with that plane, unfortunately. That and A320, I think, are the two biggest disappointments. I think their best piece of work is the 757. It still baffles me that they haven't been bothered to update that 777 version too. I mean, even SSG updated their 747. Flight Factor had the potential to be the best airplane developer in X-Plane. That goes to Tolis, in my opinion. Zebo's in the conversation as well. Flight Factor had the potential because the 757, 76, the 777, an A350, soon to be Dreamliner, you know, an A320, as immersive as that one is. Like, imagine if all those planes were up to standard and they performed well. Flight Factor would be the best developer in X-Plane. Tolis would be up there in the conversation, but unfortunately they dropped the ball on it. They pretty much have one good plane out of 5 or 6. I mean, the A350's half theirs, half Tolis, you know, and it didn't become flyable really until Tolis stepped in, so tells you all you need to know. I'm not going to worry about anti-ice. We're slightly above freezing. Yeah, MoDaddy's got me all jealous talking about the 777, man, because I want to fly one of those so bad, but I'm not going to... I wouldn't even fly that thing for free, much less pay for it at this point, so... yeah, that sucks. We can get rid of that. 3032, the altimeter setting. Take us down to 9,000. Starting to come through these clouds a little bit. Pretty healthy rate of descent right now. Get our approach data plugged in here. 3032 on the altimeter. Temperature right now is actually freezing, so -1 degree Celsius in Albuquerque. The wind's 30 at 6. They've shifted slightly. And our decision height for this approach is 373 feet. Alright, so we're out of the soup. So I still think that Flight Simulator right now, like just flight sims in general, like the hobby in general, is in a really good place. They're just obviously some improvements that need to be made here and there, but you know, we have 3 viable sims now, so hopefully with them competing with one another, it'll force people to produce better products. At least that's the idea, right? In my opinion, in a perfect world, what needs to happen is that somebody needs to get in bed with Laminar, with the developers of X-Plane, like a big company. So like Microsoft's, you know, rival, maybe like Sony or Apple or somebody, you know, some huge software company. I mean, it can even be like Activision. I don't know about Activision, but somebody who, you know, who's capable of putting up resources to make it better, but they can acquire or partner up with Laminar, you know, and use Laminar as like consultants, and then come out with like X-Plane 12, where you have like the scenery that gets injected in just like it does in MFS. But then they have like the resources to make it a true competitor to MFS. That would be ideal. I think it's a competitor right now, but I think once MFS is fully fleshed out and you get a full array of jets and airliners, it's going to be the go-to sim. Just right now it's not, but eventually it will be. Right, Google, yeah. They could use Google Maps. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it'd be pretty phenomenal. I'm gonna go get my lights on here since this approach sneaks up on us pretty quick. See the field down there. So I'm pretty happy with our current speed. Our approach speed, 136. Get a little sunset arrival here. Google Earth edition of X-Plane 11. I mean, it's not that far-fetched of an idea, man. I mean, when MFS first came out, they had more viewers viewing Flight Simulator than Fortnite. There was like over 100,000 people. Like, imagine if you could. I get it. It's a new game. It's cool, like with the way the maps are drawn in and everything. But imagine if like you could capture more of those people and actually get them involved in Flight Sim. That's what a company like Google has to think about. Like, no, it's never going to be a huge moneymaker as far as like a lot of AAA titles are concerned, because it's a high learning curve. Like, you can't just pick this up and play it, so to speak. I mean, you can jump in a Cessna and kind of figure it out, but if you're wanting to do things like sort of realistically, it's not something you can just pick up and play. So it's going to naturally turn off a lot of people, but I mean, you're also going to gain more people than what you would as well. So I think it'd be a worthwhile investment for Google to at least entertain it. And like I said, partner with Laminar or somebody that, you know, can consult and know like how this works, you know. and do like X-Plane 12 powered by Google, something like that, you know? That'd be pretty cool. Alright, so this is where we're at here. That's our runway. Airport down there. I'm not descending quick enough. So let's go into approach. We're already in approach mode. I'm gonna drop my gear. Actually, I gotta get some drag going. Otherwise, we're not gonna make this. And then we're gonna do this. I didn't realize it was just sneaking up on me as quickly as it was. Flaps. Flaps 2.
2,500.
That's checked. Alright, my airplane. Flaps 3. Gonna pull those in. Flaps full. Get out the regain, auto brakes. Check, check. Balls checked. We've got the runway. Coming in a bit high. Checked.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
We're fine.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync.
Still showing 4 white, but it doesn't. Okay, there's 1 red there.
500.
Checked.
400.
2 white, 2 red. There we go.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Burst. It's 80. Ain't no braking. Now we'll take the next exit. The gate's all the way over here anyway, so just use the full runway if we need to. Flaps in. See why you like flying in here? Nice scenery. Yeah, I do. Like I said, I love flying into this airport, man. It's a lot of great scenery out here, to your point, and it's a really fun approach. I like that approach a lot. But take this exit right here. Clock. Got in about 5 minutes early. The shortcuts I took probably helped, honestly. Alright, taxi lights. Wing lights off. APU is running. Yeah, I really like this airport. It's really well done. I think, in my opinion, I think this is Mr. X's best airport. That's my opinion. Some people would say LA or Salt Lake City, perhaps. But I think this is his best airport in scenery. Find ourselves a gate over here. Southwest gets to occupy that other side of the terminal. Just take the spot right here. This works for me. Parking brake, engines off. Seatbelts off. Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And as already previously stated, one of my favorites airports to fly into, maybe my favorite airport to fly into. Such just well done scenery, just professionally done. Mr. X just, this is the best of what he does, in my opinion. His scenery is second to none. Just crazy amount of detail. I mean, even these buildings here are all labeled. Side buildings you have out here. Some of the private jets. Another aviation facilities out here. Looks like a mall right there, but it's not. I think it's like a hangar out there. And then you have some military aircraft over here. So just really cool stuff, man. It's just this great scenery. Then a lot of like the downtown area, you can kind of see it here. This whole section comes with it too, so it's all custom ortho and all that. So you got some custom buildings that are worked into it as well. It's just really well done scenery. I can't rave about it enough. It's a great piece of scenery, and we flew out of Salt Lake City earlier. That was his scenery as well. So, like I said, he does a great job at what he does. Okay, let's see if we can critique our landing here. Mo Daddy's not here to give me his 2 cents. We didn't overshoot the threshold, but we didn't hit the markers. But it was fairly smooth. And just a little to the left again, but center line for the most part. Harder to get it perfect than what it looks. Not too shabby. Go to our tower view. I'm glad they fixed this, because you used to go to the tower view and then zoom in and the plane would look all funky. I'm glad they fixed that. No! No! Damn it! That sucks. Or at least it did that after the flight, but that really sucks. Yeah, it's still frozen right now. I'm gonna let it figure itself out. That really sucks. That is no bueno. We'll switch up here. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, I guess we're having to cut it there. I wanted to show a few more replays of that landing, but fortunately, Vulcan looks to have crashed on me. So I'm going to hand you guys over to Mustafa. So check in with him. Say hello. He's a Global Sim Alliance member, just like myself. So say howdy to him for me. And we'll see you guys back next week. Next Monday, we'll be back online. TBD as far as which sim we're going to be in and planes and routes and whatnot. So try to get MFS figured out as best I can. But it's going to depend if I can get that thing up and running and get it to work properly. So I hope everybody has a great rest of their week. Hope everybody stays safe out there, stays healthy. And, above all else, just like I said, stay safe. And we'll see everybody back on Monday. But have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you.